All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Barrier Brigade. Today, we bought a sandblaster. Now, we were grinding on the outside of the frame a little while ago, and I was looking around thinking, man, this thing's taking forever. I'm getting pieces of wire from the wire wheel in my leg, and today we're gonna open this box up because it's gonna be so much easier and hopefully so much quicker to just blast it with sand and be able to get inside the frame rail and all around the suspension and everything, rather than trying to get there with a wire wheel on a grinder. So we're gonna open this box up, see what it came with, and then I'm gonna try it out and we're gonna see how well it works. So let's see what's in. All right, we are 99% done with putting this thing together. It took me a little bit to figure it out just because I give you so many little pieces that are kind of cheaply made. Now, I did everything the way it came. I would highly recommend, if you buy this unit, to dope and tape the threads instead of just the Teflon tape that it comes with, and it recommends 3 to 4 wraps of it. I would recommend getting some what do they call it at the store? Like thread sealer. You can buy it at Lowe's, you can buy it at Home Depot, any hardware store has it, usually in like the plumbing department. And so I would put some pipe sealer on it first, it just brushes on, wrap it with tape, and then put a little more around it, and that'll really seal it up. I'm really curious to see if any of these are gonna leak air, just being with the Teflon tape, but I wanted to run it the way that it came to see how well it worked, and I'm really curious about it. The only thing it doesn't come with is a way to get to your air connection. So if you need a quick disconnect, make sure you have a quick disconnect and a male end on it, or a nipple on the end of it to thread into the end here for your air connection. The other thing it doesn't come with is a, I don't even know what you call them, like a, kind of like, not a humidifier, a moisture catcher. It catches all the moisture in your air lines. You can buy those at hardware stores too. So it doesn't come with those, and it also doesn't come with a gauge, but if you have a gauge that you're, or a regulator that you're going off an air compressor with, then you should be fine. But this is it for the most part, and I'm excited to really fire this thing up and see how well this unit works. And I sure hope it works great. I'm excited to be able to get blasted on things. All right, I'm so pumped. I got the sandblaster working today. Last week I had an issue with it. I don't know if I'm gonna have that in the video or not, but the other day I tried it and I could not get it to work, and it kept just like blowing sand out. Or not sand, it's like coal, whatever it is, glass that's ground up. It just kept dumping and dumping sand out, and I could not figure out what the problem was. And today I took this tip off because I was thinking maybe this thing got clogged. It stopped at one point. It just stopped flowing completely. It was barely letting air through. And this little thing got clogged up, so I took it off and tried to blow it out. And I think it was just some little tiny piece of Teflon tape is stuck in there. But I took this thing off and I blew it out, and I let the line just blow out onto the frame, and that worked so well. So I just left this tip off, and I just kept the end of it just right on the thread there, and that blowing out worked really well for it. And so I just kept it like that, you know, kept it simple. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it. I've never used a sandblaster before. I mean, I've used one of like the ones where you stick your hands in the gloves and like the compartment for it, but I've never used one that's just like an open one, like a portable one like this. And I've got to say, it worked quite well. I was able to clean up the bracket that holds the leaf springs onto the rear axle, the little bump stop that's on there for the frame, and the rear shackle back here. And that all sanded or blasted up pretty easily, all within, it probably took about 20 minutes. I tried to give my air compressor a break to let it catch up between each one pretty much. I'd sandblast one, I stopped for 5 minutes, let it catch up and cool off, but do another one, and the same thing. And it actually worked really well. And I'm so excited about it because now I can get all inside these frame rails where I didn't want to have to try to get a grinder, and like all these things that were just going to be annoying to try to wire wheel out. I'm so excited to be able to use a sandblaster. Now I just need to have a little more time where I can sit out here. Now that I figured that out, I can go and probably try to finish one side in an hour or something, just work my way up the frame, at least all the way up to about here. I haven't taken the fuel tank off yet, but once I get the fuel tank off, I'll probably just wire wheel that for what the side of the outside of the frame is easy. The inside of the frame, although that side looks really clean, I don't even know if I'll hit that one. Nah, I might as well. I have it out and set up. Might as well go ahead and sand it all and get a nice fresh clean paint on it, so it just looks good and I know that it's good. And while the compressor was catching up, I was looking in the truck. We were gonna have some welding floor work to do in there. It's not terrible. There's only like 6 spots we got fixed, but I mean, who's counting? It's not big spots, they're little spots, you know, the size of like a baseball can, maybe a tennis ball fit through the hole. But yeah, that's how the Blazer was, the K5 was when I got that truck. I was able to stick my arm through some spots and that actually turned out really well. The only difference is I don't have a welder that's a good welder. I have a really cheap welder. So we'll see how it works. It might not. But Harbor Freight sandblaster worked after I figured that little thing out. That nozzle, I don't know what it's for. If it's for different, I don't know, just like rates of flow or different things that you're putting through the blaster. I know you can use like walnut shells, or there's a couple different things you can put through the blaster. But I kept it off, the nozzle empty or open on the end of it, and it worked great for what I needed. So if that's what you're doing, or you're just doing little projects out in the yard, or just wanted to hit something real quick, then for the 70 bucks that it was, then I think it worked great. The one thing I did not get from Harbor Freight was the sand. I got that from Tractor Supply. It was about $10 a bag. I think it was $10 a 50-pound bag, which I didn't think was a bad deal. I haven't even gone through, I don't think I've gone through half a bag yet, just doing those couple little things. I know I'll go through more doing the whole frame, but overall, I did not use a whole lot of sand, and pretty happy with it. So there's my review on the Harbor Freight sandblaster, and this was the little, I don't even know what size this one was, the 20 gallon unit, 20 pound. The 20 pound pressurized abrasive blaster worked well for what I needed to. I'm not saying it's 100%, but it worked and I'm happy with it. So that's that one. If you want to see the build of the truck, follow along, subscribe to the channel, like the video, you know. And we'll see you next time with maybe a different Harbor Freight tool, or maybe some more progress on the truck. We will see. Peace.